This year marks the 25th anniversary of this memorial. The memorial serves as a permanent reminder of what happened to Americans of Japanese ancestry during World War II, the names of the camps and inscriptions of our community leaders, and the role of the Japanese American veterans who served during World War II being marked here, while their families were locked up behind barbed wire. This has also been the site of many civil rights organizations' press conferences, with the most memorable being when the broader civil rights groups gathered here for a press conference after the 9/11 attacks 25 years ago. Representing the National Japanese American Memorial Foundation is Brandon Mita, the pro bono counsel of the foundation. Brandon is a shareholder at Littler Mendelsohn PC, where he advises and represents employers on workplace compliance, DEI, employee relations, and discrimination and retaliation matters. He also is a 2023 Leadership Council on Legal Diversity Fellow. Welcome, Brandon.
Good morning. As Katie mentioned, I have the great honor and distinction to be here on behalf of the National Japanese American Memorial Foundation. As I'm sure many of you also say to yourselves, it's hard to believe how quickly time passes. I've had the privilege of serving as the Foundation's pro bono general counsel for the past 8 years. And there were also several years during that period where I was concurrently the National Legal Counsel for the Japanese American Citizens League. Our community has been an integral part of my life, and it has brought meaning to it, as I'm sure our community has brought the same for you. It is also deeply meaningful to be here with you in this space, surrounded by memory, reflection, and hope. The founders of the Memorial Foundation, whose courage and insistence on truth shaped everything that you see around you here. They fought tirelessly to ensure that the memorial would be built and placed right here in the heart of our nation's capital. They understood the power of location. They wanted our leaders to walk past this site and be reminded of the injustices committed against Japanese Americans and the civil liberties denied to more than 120,000 people during World War II. Because of their determination, this memorial stands today as both a guardian of memory and a warning for the future. As Katie also mentioned, this marks the 25th anniversary of the dedication of the memorial. A milestone like this invites us to reflect on its legacy, but also to think about its future. This memorial must continue to educate, to challenge, and to inspire long after we are gone. It was not built to freeze history in place. It was built to illuminate it, so that future generations can see where the path of democracy has been tested, where it has bent, and where it has broken. As we stand beneath the cherry blossoms, which many of our fellow speakers have mentioned, we are surrounded by a symbol that offers its own lessons. Yes, renewal is one of them. Their blossoms appear in sudden brilliance, then disappear almost as quickly, and they remind us how fragile beauty and freedom can be. They remind us that what we cherish can pass quickly if not protected. In their fleeting bloom, they call us not only to gratitude, but to vigilance as well. The memorial's architecture that you see around you deepens these themes. At its center stands two cranes caught in barbed wire, struggling to break free. Both a heartbreaking and resilient image that captures an entire history in one moment. And just beyond it, and behind me, a quiet reflecting pool stretches outward. Its still surface mirrors the sky and invites us to pause and confront the weight of the past, the present, and the shaping of our future. Beside the pool stands a ceremonial bell, which, when struck, honors those who've suffered and those who've served. Its tone bathed the surrounding area, reminding us that remembrance is an active and communal act. Around the curved granite walls you see here are the names of the incarceration camps, as well as tributes to those who served our country even as their own families were behind barbed wire. This place speaks softly, but its message is uncompromising. Remember and remain alert. In a short while, we will hear from our keynote and his story, and like those of the 442nd and the 100th, he volunteered to serve when it was unpopular and deeply challenging to do so. That choice, that willingness to serve in the face of doubt and difficulty is profoundly admirable. It reflects a truth our predecessors understood. America was never meant to be a perfect union. They knew it was going to be a constant struggle shared across generations, requiring steady, calloused hands and steadfast hearts. That is why the Constitution calls us to form a more perfect union. Not perfect because perfection is impossible, more perfect because the work of justice, inclusivity, and liberty is ongoing. Nothing is perfect or permanent. Things can be as fleeting as the cherry blossoms or as dark and unyielding as the night I stopped by this memorial last November after attending an event right across the street at Jones Day. The air was bitterly cold, but as I was standing here in that stillness, I felt the weight of its silence and the clarity of the memorial's message. Even when the world grows quiet, our responsibility to protect civil liberties does not rest. As we begin this freedom walk, we honor the resilience of all those who endured injustice, the courage of those who demanded redress, and the vision of those who built this memorial. And we also look forward. It is our turn to ensure that the story carried by this place continues to be told, and that this memorial remains a beacon, warning against the conditions and the storms that threaten to throw this nation onto the rocky shores below. By being here, we must make the choice to serve, to carry forward a legacy that depends on each of us choosing action over complacency, choosing hope over despair, and choosing to not take the fleeting nature of our shared liberty for granted. Thank you for walking together today, remembering together, and recommitting yourselves to the ongoing work of forming a more perfect union.
Thank you, Brandon, for those beautiful remarks, and the National Japanese American Memorial Foundation for your continued support and maintenance of this important memorial.